Guys, once again, I'm back with another interview. And as we know, Miss World recently organized in Telangana, Hyderabad, and we know the result. Need not to tell you all this about Miss World because it's out in media and everybody knows what has happened there in Hyderabad. And the best part is that whatever the costumes are designed for those contestants are designed by renowned Indian designer Archana Koja. Luckily, she's there with us today. And welcome, ma'am.
Hello.
The very first question I think would be, how did you get on board with Miss World this 2025?
So I was called by the government of Telangana, and they told me that they were collaborating with Miss World, and they wanted me to style all the Miss Worlds for the finale in the Telangana fabric. So they had a vision, and their vision was that they wanted to enhance the PR of Telangana by making all the girls wear original fabrics from Telangana, and they wanted the cuts to be very global fusion because these girls were global fusion global ambassadors. So that's the brief we were given, and that's what we tried to do. We made these beautiful garments in their fabric. So while we were doing this process, we had the opportunity to meet many artisans, many weavers, which was so enriching for me. See how they have learned this from their fathers and their grandfathers, and how for hundreds of years in their families this weaves has been happening. So we worked with a lot of weavers, and we followed this brief of the government, and it was very enriching experience for us.
So particularly you had to study more and more on Telangana culture and tradition and these things. Is it or the entire Indian culture in
Entire Indian
totality?
culture. So what we did is we took the base fabric from Telangana, and then we did the silhouettes that we did were lehengas and gown saris. So we made a very global fusiony silhouette because I thought that is a silhouette they'll be comfortable in. See, at the end of the day, they don't wear saris every day, right? So if we make them wear something they're not comfortable in, and then it shows on your face. It's very important to be comfortable, to look confident, to look happy, to have that aura around you.
Right.
So I tried to make them as comfortable as I could by making them wear everything that was stitched, pre-stitched, and I gave it a very global fusion. I tried to use the right colors for the right continents. So I took a different set of colors for the Asian continent, different set of colors for the European continent, different set of colors for the African continent, different set of colors for the American continent, so that everybody stood out in their own way. And I made sure that ultimately all the colors went with each other. So when they were on the stage, the colors and the silhouettes all looked like they belonged to each other.
Designing costume for more than 100 plus countries contestants.
Yes.
And every contestant was different from each other because
Yes.
every world continent is a different from each other.
Yes.
Be it color, height, or the look, everything
Yes.
is changed.
Yes.
So how much challenging was it to design for all these different 100 plus countries contestants?
Like you rightly said, it was over 100 countries, and each country has its own unique features. So our challenge was that we should make them look like their best version. So we have to make them enhance their best features and look the best. African girls are so tall, 7 feet tall. Asian girls are beautiful, and they're petite, they're 5 feet tall. So how do you make them look perfect? Then people have different shoulders, different structures. So what would look nice on what structure? People have different complexions. So what would look nice? So we kept all these things in mind. But since we had designed for them last year, I was well aware of this, and that really helped me, put it together even better this year.
So out of 100 plus countries contestant, India was also part of that Miss World, and Nandini Gupta was representing India.
Yes.
Was also there.
Yes.
So any particular comment on Nandini Gupta's costume or about Nandini ji?
I think she was amazing, and of course, we were all very excited about her costume, and we were giving her a little special attention because at the end of the day, she was representing India, and we all are so Indian at heart, and we love India, and she carried them so gracefully because she is from India, so her grace of carrying things was even more, with the Indian garments, and I think she's an amazing person, and she's going to go very long in her journey.
So how do you divide the continents? Like it was according to you, or it was the mandate given to you, like Asian continent and then African? And
So the continents are divided by the Miss World team and Miss Julia Morley, who's the founder
Yeah.
of. So they have divided it. So I think that's a very good way of doing it. Because if you look at it, people in a similar continent have similar attributes. So it's a perfect judgment to judge them with each other and not with another one, because it's very people from a different continent are varied. So the continents were given to me. I only tried to make them look like their best version.
there are two ways, like after fashion, after this Miss World, Miss India and all these things, there are two, three ways, like one is Bollywood, definitely.
Yes.
People mostly go towards that side.
Yes.
So, don't you think there is a full-fledged career in that segment itself?
Yes. There is a full-fledged career in Bollywood for so many of these girls, you know. Of course, are Indian girls, but even so many of the other girls who are from different countries came and told me that, you know, they have interest in getting into Bollywood. People from
Oh.
different countries. It was so unusual to hear that. I was absolutely surprised,
Wonderful.
and I was thrilled.
So, most of them were Asian countries, or
So no, so there were 30 girls come from Asian countries, 30 girls come from African countries, 30 girls come from American and Caribbean countries, and then 30 girls come from European countries. So they have divided into 4 different continents, you know, and they come from all over the world like that.
Good. So last year also you handled this Miss World, and this year also. What was the difference between these 2 years?
So one of the difference was, of course, the girls. You know, every time the girls change, and another difference was that this time we had a mandate to use the Indian fabrics. So we had a so it was different from that perspective. You know, that we were using these jewel toned clothes. You know, which India is so good at. So that was one of the difference.
So all the mandates were given by Miss World organization only, and you
Some.
had liberty of.
We had liberty of design 100%.
So-
Miss World has a certain outline, then the government had a certain outline, and then of course creatively we had creative freedom, and that's how we put it all together.
So till what extent you Indianized this event?
It was 100% Indianized. Our whatever clothes we made were 100% Indianized, but our Indianized clothes were global. So anyone from all over the world can enjoy them. They were all things that they could enjoy and wear in our beautiful heritage.
So which particular year you remember the Miss World and you admire and you still miss that year?
I think the year Aishwarya Rai became Miss World. I think the year Priyanka Chopra became Miss World. I think it was so iconic.
The same year, I think Susmita
Became Miss Universe. I mean,
yeah.
I think they created history.
Yeah, so those are the memorable.
Yes.
And this year, unfortunately, India could not. But you were there, and what, according to you, was the missing factor for India, especially when India was hosting and India could not become, you know, in top 3 or top something, you know. In
I
that
think
year.
India was amazing, but then other countries were also amazing. So I think when they have the different challenges, it's just that, you know, somebody does a challenge better than the others, and the best person wins. And I think they're very fair and square in the way they judge it. But India was amazing, you know.
Was there any pressure of being a host country there? That's why India could not.
No, I
Huh?
don't think so. I think they're very fair and square. I didn't see that at all.
There are a lot of aspiring designers
Yes.
who aspire to become like you. Like
On.
so, would you like to say anything about those aspiring designers who wants to become like you?
So I think first of all, people who are the young generation who are getting into designing, this is an amazing journey, and I welcome them into this journey because I think it's going to be so enriching and you're going to learn so much. And what I would like to tell all of them is that, you know, this journey looks very glamorous, and sometimes, you know, children are naive who are getting into it at 20-year-old, 19-year-old, 21-year-old children. So they don't understand that there's that much hard work behind this glamour. So one has to be ready for that hard work. Glamour will come at the end of it, but the hard work of day and night and that discipline to be able to work so hard and to build a life in such a way that you can have that freedom to be able to work so hard is something that people will have to realize. Another thing that I think that's very important is the attitude by which you enter the industry. Ultimately, one human being deals with another human being with not how good their creative sense is. So your attitude has to be humble and nice so that you go a long way ahead. And I think the third thing I would like to say is an attitude of gratitude. I think it's very important to be looking at whatever you've achieved with gratefulness and not regretting what you've not got. So I think these are things that we might not be born with, but we all have the ability to have them in us and develop it if we are aware. So I'm saying this from the perspective that if children are aware that yes, we can develop these attitudes and they will help us go a long way, I think it'll help them.
I think fashion industry and Bollywood is strongly connected to each other,
Yes.
and there's, I don't know what to say, the kind of relation, the bond they have
Yes.
since years and years.
Yes.
Where do you see fashion industry without Bollywood?
I think fashion industry is, you know, when we create a garment, it's almost like a piece of art that we create, you know. So I think fashion industry would exist even without Bollywood. But what Bollywood does is it accelerates the growth, accelerates the information about it to the whole world. That's exactly what influencers do. That's exactly what social media in today's world does. So it just spreads it, and the whole world becomes your customer, not only your city. So the biggest difference that that Bollywood does to fashion is it makes the canvas bigger. So it would exist beautifully without Bollywood, but the canvas with Bollywood coming in just gets bigger.
Great. So, what are the next projects for you after this Miss World?
So we're doing a very exciting project with New York Fashion Week and with the government of Maharashtra, and we're going to reveal it very soon, and it's going to be very big and very exciting, and we're very happy to do that.
It means we are meeting again very soon.
Very soon. Yes.
Great. So, any message for the viewers for this grand success of this, Miss World that organized by India, this time hosted by India?
So thank you so much. I've received so much love from so many of y'all on my Instagram, on my messages. So thank you so much. I am so grateful for all the love and the acceptance I've got from all of you.
Thank you so much for giving me precious time, and all the very best for the grand success of even your upcoming project.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so
Yeah,
much.
thank you.